stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Okay. I'm going to use Mr. Deweese's. If I call out your answer, cross it off. If all three answers, whether I call out all three answers, you can sit down. Okay? So everybody gets it? Once I call out your answer, cross it off. Once I've called out all three, you can go ahead and sit down. So I'm going to start with Mr. Deweese. Creativity. Where's creativity? Cross it off. Students need to get out of the everyday routine. So changing routines. Anything that has to do with changing the routine. Doing something different. Okay? This is yours. Visual. It allows for visual learning. Use of technology. Anybody talk about technology?
It's the way I worded it different.
Is it about technology, kind of?
It's about having a choice.
Not yet. You can stay up. Hands-on. If it's hands-on. Yes. Yep. You're good. All right. Building on previous skills. Building on previous skills and concepts. Enhances learning. No. Kinesthetic. Hands-on. Appeals to all learning styles.
I have choice.
Yeah, that's it. Cross that out. Requires synthesis of material. So you actually have to understand it. You guys came up with a whole bunch of different ideas. All right, you can sit down. We got it. Yeah, you read this. Actually, I'm going to go to somewhere to hear money I can read. I'll let you go. Real life learning makes the learning fun. Makes the learning memorable. Oh, you already said that? All right, let's see. Collaboration.
Ethical collaboration.
Yep, cross that off. So you're sitting. Oh, you go across the other two. Problem solving. Problem solving? Nope. All right. That's your three.
Collaboration.
You're missing. Increased motivation. Anybody have anything on motivation? So you didn't have anything else that anybody else had? What did you have?
I had, like, the reason to be held accountable for your own stuff.
Accountability.
And then it could branch off to other topics. So, like, start on one thing and then you can branch off.
Cross-curricular.
And that's what I always do.
That's always
And then I had the real world.
Real world. Okay. What do you have?
Students learn mastery at their own pace.
Okay. Pacing.
Another thing, learn mastery, so they're able to master the subject in their own fashion rather than brick and mortar. And then physical work is more memorable. And you remember 90% of the things that you make or are able to teach.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we got a whole bunch of different responses, and all of those were correct as to why it would be more beneficial than your paper and pen traditional learning. Okay. Why use PBL? Here's why it's important, guys. We all know Common Core, all right? One of the many, words that we learn that eventually become like cuss words to us. FCAT, FSA, Common Core, The Common Core and other present-day standards emphasize real-world application of knowledge and skills and development of the 21st century competencies such as critical thinking, communication in a variety of media, and collaboration. PBL provides an effective way to address those standards. Common Core, one of the most important things about Common Core is that it's cross-curricular. What you do in one class is not in its own bubble because it can be used in another class. For example, Cornell notes. Learning how to take good notes is something that's going to carry you throughout life. Even in a meeting, like right now, being able to write down things that you think are important is important. In school, when you're in college, when that professor is talking, you want to know how to pick out what's a key point. Key points is in reading, right? But you also need to be able to know what's key, history, science, math, whatever it may be. You need to still be able to outline and take notes no matter what you're doing, what the subject area is. And Cornell notes can be used across the board. Okay, so everything being cross-curricular is really important to Common Core, and PBL is one of those things that helps you make things cross-curricular. Yes, ma'am.
Is cross-curricular, the way I understand cross-curricular is being applicable to more than one class. Meaning, I'm teaching taxes and business class, but someone can also teach it economics.
It can be taught in economics and it can be taught in math.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
My students are supposed to know.
Yeah, and but there are strategies that are cross-curricular
Right,
as well.
exactly. So it can be academic versus just the type of assignment.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Modern technology. Being able to use technology is important. All jobs, especially in this age, in the 21st century, we need to be able to use a computer effectively. Effectively. Okay? And a lot of our students do not know how to do that. They know that the computer works. They know they can access the internet. They know they can get on Facebook. They try it all the time here, but they cannot, for the life of them, figure out how to work PowerPoint or how to save a document. Okay? How to copy and paste. And those are things that are important. I mean, even the simplest of jobs might require you to be like, hey, can you go ahead and copy, cut and paste this and put this in there so we can put a poster up in the front? You don't know how to cut and paste. So knowing how to use these real-world technology skills are important to the jobs and the careers of our students. Okay? The phases of PBL, you have experiencing, publishing, processing, generalizing, and applying. And the most important thing is, how do you apply the skill? Okay, now that you've learned the skill, how can you apply it someplace else? Higher order questions, higher order thinking in PBL. This quote was really important, and I just put it in. It says, student projects are culminating experiences, activities designed to bring together a number of strands in a unit. As culminating activities, projects often consist of higher order objectives, which are integrative in nature. So you don't even have to think about the fact that it's being integrated. It just automatically happens because you're asking them, you have to make a poster, but it has to be a certain size, and I need quadrants in it, okay? The quadrants need to be this size. That's math. You need to have a certain amount of words, in it, and it needs to address these questions. That's writing. I need you to make sure that you've read and you have these sources cited. All of that is all culminating activities. So when they do a project for project-based learning, there are, like we said, several steps before they get to that final project. And they've done so many different things, they didn't even realize they were learning, God forbid. Okay? Types of PBL, challenge-based in answer to a problem, and constructionism, which is creating knowledge by actively creating and revising products. So with answer to a problem, that could be an action plan. Okay? You see a problem or you see an issue and you want to find a way to address it. Okay, recently in the news, they've been talking about felons and disenfranchisement. After they served their time and they've done all the things that they're supposed to have done, shouldn't they be allowed to vote? That's a problem that could be fixed if it's something that's important to you. And as a speech teacher, that would be a hot button topic. And writing about it would be something that requires ELA and reading. Okay, looking at data and using statistics would be requiring math. Okay, so those are all things that come together, right, to answer a problem that you see that needs to be addressed. And then constructionism, where you're revising products. I know in Ms. Kern's class, because I help somebody with their PowerPoint, they are looking at a current product and how to make it better. One of the kids, the one that I'm helping, is coming up with no slip grip to attach to any shoe. And as someone who wears heels on all the time, that would be great. So if you have a shoe that doesn't have a grip at the bottom, she literally sells the little piece that you can attach to the bottom of your shoe and you don't have to worry about slipping and falling. Okay, she does need to go patent.
Or going and buying, because this person's very fashion forward, she wants to maintain that style. But what the student's struggling with is not the idea, and I'm trying to explain this to her.
Yeah, it's actually the
It's
project.
like, your idea is really great, now you just have to answer the questions.
Yeah.
That's where they get lost.
And that's where we're working on.
Yeah.
Okay? Types of projects. So we're going to do a whip around. And these are all strategies you can use in your classroom, by the way. So how whip around works is on a sheet of paper, on your own, without any conversation. So once again, this is by yourself. List 5 types of PBL projects you could use in your classroom. And although it says 2 minutes, I'm going to give you 1. So you got to work quickly. On a sheet of paper, and I gave everybody a sheet of paper. If you need another sheet, just let me know. On a sheet of paper, come up with 5 projects that you could do in your classroom for your subject matter. Nobody else's. 5 types of PBL, 5 different projects you can come up with that deals with your subject area in your classroom. After you finish, turn your paper over. Don't worry about the stand-up part.